Arne Slot and Liverpool had the easiest run of games. He will struggle once he starts facing teams from the top half of the table. Liverpool will be nowhere near the top of the league by the next international break. You probably heard rival fans say these things at the start of this batch of games after the last break, right? But here we go, top of the league with 5 points clear over Manchester City after facing the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Brighton and Aston Villa last night, continuing our 13-game unbeaten streak in all competitions since that unfortunate loss against Nottingham Forest. Now we wonder what the next excuse will be once we return after the break. Well, that wouldn't matter right now because we're going to discuss how the Reds showed 3 different playstyles in yesterday's game as we collected another 3 points. Yes, you heard that right, 3 different playstyles, so hit that like and subscribe button and let's jump straight into our video. As always guys, let us start with the starting lineup, which to be honest we completely expected given the team Arne Slot selected at the start of the season. Kelleher started in goal with Alisson still injured, with all of Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, Konate and Trent Alexander-Arnold forming the back line. The midfield trio consisted of Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister and Curtis Jones, who's cementing his place as a key player. Now guys, make sure you do check out the video we posted about Curtis Jones. We predicted that he would be a key player even back then. For the front line it was as expected, with Luis Diaz back on the left wing, Darwin Núñez returning to the starting lineup, and Mo Salah tearing it up on the right wing. Now we said earlier that the Reds showed 3 different playstyles, but before we get into that, we need to talk about something different we did yesterday compared to other games. In recent weeks, we have often highlighted how combining the 4-2-4 out of possession structure with a passive press often caused trouble for our team. The opposition's players had more than enough time on the ball. A clear example was Ben White and his assist to Saka when he took around 5 touches before Darwin attempted to press him. It was also the reason why teams managed to cut through us in central areas, as their players had the time to pull our pivot players wide and have passing lanes open up due to how passive our initial line was. It's time to use your football knowledge to win big. And by big, we're not talking about a simple prize like a video game or a bag. We're talking about life-changing experiences. Sorar's Best of Europe offers exclusive rewards that money simply can't buy. Sign up, create your team, and aim for prizes that some only dream of. Imagine sitting beside Rafa Leao on a flight with AC Milan to a Champions League match. Or how about watching El Clasico between Real Madrid and Barcelona? Or the Clasica between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, from the VIP section alongside football legends. And it doesn't stop there. Other incredible prizes include signed jerseys from Kylian Mbappe and Zinedine Zidane, a 10-ticket golden pack, stadium tours, and even VIP access to top Serie A matches in Saudi Arabia. These aren't just rewards, they're unforgettable experiences that will last a lifetime. So are you ready to win big? Join Sorar's Best of Europe and compete for the most amazing prizes out there. Sign up through my link below to earn $50 in credits and get started. However, yesterday things looked completely different. The Reds maintained the usual 4-2-4 structure, however the pressing intensity increased noticeably and the way we pressed also looked different. We took more of a hybrid out-of-possession approach when we wanted to press Aston Villa from goal kicks. Here you can see Mo Salah and Darwin Núñez defending the spaces they are in. Meanwhile, Curtis Jones and Alexis McAllister were marking the villains' double pivot players closely. Once the ball was played to one side, which was mainly Aston Villa's right side, the Reds took more of a man-to-man pressing approach, closing down on the opposition and squeezing the pitch as tight as possible. On the other side of the pitch, we often saw Trent and then Connor Bradley follow up on Jacob Ramsey, and while this left a lot of space for Lucas Digne to take advantage of since he was a free man, Aston Villa never managed to switch the ball to that side as our press was so intense enough to win the ball back quick before they did. This approach basically nullified Aston Villa's progression in the first half, giving us 61% ball possession. Now talking about ball possession percentage, let us explain the 3 different play styles we spoke about. See, we finished the game with 63% possession. If we're not mistaken, this has been our second highest so far this season after the Forest game. It was without a doubt our most patient display with the ball. We didn't look to go direct all of the time from Kelleher and towards our strikers like the Arsenal game. We also didn't seek to constantly use Trent's passing from deep to find Darwin's runs in behind. Instead, using our fluid 4-3-3 build-up shape where 4 players form the first line, Gravenberch sits deep with both McAllister and Jones going up and down the pitch. We look to recycle the ball, finding the best possible moments to either find our number 8s between the lines, slip Gravenberch through to use his turn and burst forward, or find our wingers with switches. This was the way how Arne Slot reacted to Unai Emery's passive 4-4-2 block, who refused to jump our defenders when we had the ball. So we recycle possession from one side to the other, probing the midfield and creating passing lanes constantly. That's why we finished the game with 507 accurate passes compared to Villa's 189, and that was the first style we seen. A patient and controlling approach with a style giving little to no chance for the villains to make it a back and forth game. Now the second style was the complete opposite to this. In fact, it's something that we saw the Reds use this season, precisely against Leverkusen. Guys, it's our beloved Jurgen Klopp heavy metal transitional football. Both goals we scored came from transitional moments, proving once again that if you give enough space to monsters like Salah, Diaz and Nunes, you will eventually get punished, and that's exactly what happened. Our first goal came from creating a counter-attack after an Aston Villa corner, with Virgil van Dijk playing a perfectly weighted pass towards Mo Salah, who broke free before being taken down by the defender. Fortunately, Darwin Chaos Nunes was there to take the ball, drive past the keeper and slot it home. Now, if this was Nunes of last season, he would have missed the chance 9 times out of 10. But yesterday, he didn't. Instead, he missed 2 other chances later on. And for that reason, we love our Uruguayan striker. The second goal came from a similar scenario, with the Egyptian king breaking away on the wing once again after a Villa attack. And for anyone saying that Salah is getting old and is no longer fast or strong enough for the Premier League, we just want you to rewatch that goal for us. Now, as we discuss the 2 styles Liverpool have displayed yesterday, it's kind of obvious which one helped us threaten the opposition, right? It's the transitional approach that got us both goals, because let's be honest, despite being patient and controlled, we failed to create clear-cut chances from settled play. The main reason behind this is we didn't have a metronomic midfielder who can arrive into space, quickly recycle possession and destabilise oppositional block. Although Gravenberch has been sensational this season, he's not that type of player. And this brings us to the third style of play that we saw yesterday. It was kind of a mixture, or let's say, more of a De Zerbi-esque. Let us explain. Here you can see our 4-3-3 build-up structure against Aston Villa's 4-4-2. In that moment, Van Dijk had the ball, and instead of recycling possession left and right, he kept hold of it, trying to bait the press even further by playing a 1-2 with Alexis McAllister. From there, our captain took the ball back even deeper to Kelleher, who, as you can see, puts his studs on the ball, again trying to bait Aston Villa's block to press. The Reds kept passing the ball around between Van Dijk, Konate and Kelleher, almost as if they were intentionally playing overhit passes, until finally Villa players took the bait and started to jump us high up the pitch. Once they did that, we obliterated their lines of pressing with quick bounce passes. The first was from Kelleher to Grav and then Konate, and the second was from the Frenchman to Bradley to Curtis Jones, who drove into space we created. The sequence actually led to a chance in the final seconds of the first half, which would have been a great goal if we scored it. And that was the third style the Reds had shown yesterday. We controlled possession, tortured Villa in transition, and also baited their press to create spaces and chances. Everyone from Konate and Van Dijk to Curtis Jones and Luis Diaz deserves to be praised. It was a great performance from start to finish, although we would have liked the game to be a little less back and forth in the latter stages of the second half. Still, it was a fairly comfortable win. Guys, we're not saying it was flawless. After all, we just discussed how we failed to create opportunities from settled play, which can be attributed to different things, from the lack of deep controllers to the unavailability of interiors like Harvey Elliott, who can create in the final third. But can we really complain? We just went into the international break, 5 points clear of Manchester City, 1 loss since the start of the campaign. People forget we're in a transitional phase. So guys, what are your thoughts about our performance? Do you think we should be considered as title contenders, or is it still early? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed today's video, why not hit that like and subscribe button for more Liverpool deep dives? Also, don't forget to check out our video sponsors, Sorare. Link is down there in the description. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.